Success demands action. It always has, and it definitely always will. This is something that I heard from Grant Cardone. And whether there's a recession or not, times are rough. They've been rough since 2020. They've been rough in the past. There's been recessions in the past. I've actually talked about this last year. It's not uncommon for online entrepreneurs, network marketers, online business owners, and social sellers to not be equipped for what's coming or what's been going on. Grant Cardone said this. He said, "You can either do things the way they've always been done, or you can blaze new trails." And that's the thing. People are scared of economic contraction because it is scary. It's like, okay, there's so much uncertainty and there is a change in the way that people are buying now. It's harder to close sales. I know a friend that just completely quit her entire online business. There are creators that are going into infinite sabbaticals, and the news definitely doesn't help with all of the freaking layoffs. So I get it. But here's the thing, when the market changes, belts tighten, but also your weaknesses come out. Your weaknesses are the ones that are really going to be front and center. Our personal weaknesses, our team weaknesses, our system weaknesses, if we don't have a system in place or it's a very weak system, it's completely magnified and it just becomes more costly. We just really cannot afford to be making these kind of mistakes, especially when there's a down economic system. Think about getting one return. When things are popping, my business was popping in 2020. So one return didn't really make a dent. A return does make a dent, but if you don't have good systems, you're going to really feel that. I'm going to tell you the thought process. Not only did I hear from Grant Cardone, but like I said, I've talked about it on this channel before. And he said, if you're not first, you are last. How many photographers are out there? How many planners that people sell are out there? How many coaches? Like, how are you standing out? You don't just want to be a known photographer. You want to make sure that you dominate, you conquer, and position yourself so you can stop relying on the economy, whether it's good or bad. I went through this pretty much last year, and I want to share this with you. His book, If You're Not First, You're Last, he talks about this. When this is happening in your business, you go through denial, okay? The first thing you're like, there's absolutely no way that this is happening. Like, no, this is not for me. My business is not going down. That's number one. Then when you figure it out, like, oh, actually, this is happening to me. Then you go into anger, and anger is like, what the heck? Why is my team quitting? Why are people leaving? Why are people not buying? Why are people not my customers anymore? It's that anger that turns into resentment. Why is this happening to me? Why are people giving me their back? Why are people backstabbing me? All of this resentment. And I actually went through something similar like this, like I said, last year when I was like, dude, why is no one giving me anything in return? As if they owed me something. Like, I give everything to these people. Why don't they return the favor? And it was that resentment, as if, like I said, as if they owed me something, as if they had to be loyal to me only. And once that resentment settles, that apathy of forget this, and that same month in 2022, I did reach out to my very good friend and mentor. Her name is Sarah. And I was like, dude, forget this. Like, honestly, I'm thinking about it. My husband said it's okay if I just throw in the towel, and I don't really want to do this anymore. I just don't want to be on Instagram. I don't want to do any of this. And once that apathy really simmers and you hopefully have a chance to focus on removing the emotion behind it and really looking at the numbers, it's okay to recover. It's going to take time. I would say don't let it take too much time, but it's okay to recover. Take some time. Take a pause of whatever you need to do. The problem is that you take it so personal that you don't really heal from it. And that causes you to completely lose everything that you've ever worked for. Instead, you need to focus on new solutions. For me, if my beauty business wasn't working, I decided to create a new coaching program. I love doing that. That's what I did in my network marketing business. I started YouTube, creating my whole YouTube system. I am freaking obsessed. I got a new circle. I started networking like crazy. I remember, I think October, I went to 3 networking events, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The following weekend was like Friday, Saturday. The weekend after that was like Wednesday, Saturday. It was crazy. And I was at an all-time high. I would always say I'm an introvert now. like ever since I had my baby. But in reality, I just didn't want to hang out with the circle I was with. That's clear and simple. Because what I found is that I was so excited to go to these networking events. Ask me how many vision board parties I went to. A lot. I was going pretty much all December, January. I went to a vision board party like every single weekend. And I also created a new space for myself. I decided to change my office to where it's something that is fun to work in. I had a very small, crammed office, and we decided to change my master bedroom into my office and vice versa. So it's way bigger. And my thought process was, well, I only come to sleep in my bedroom, and my office is where we're at pretty much all day. And my husband's there all day, and we're crammed. And the point is, I wanted a new space. And I know not everyone has that luxury, but maybe creating a little corner that is just nice to look at, maybe creating some type of wall. One of my favorite little things that I can come to and really look at when I don't feel inspired or whatever. Let me ask you a question. Are you satisfied where you're at right now? Think about what you're going to answer, okay? Are you satisfied with where you're at right now in all the aspects, not just in business, but like your circle, your marriage, parenting, your job, your health, because you have control. And I understand we're talking about like economic contraction and we're talking about recession and all that stuff. But despite this economic situation we're going through, it's important to really you take control of your future. And I tell you this because I've been stuck in my head pretty often, like, oh my God, this sucks. Like, I'm not going to make it. I get into my feelings, but that's what it is. It's just feelings. You have control of your future. By taking proactive steps, you'll be able to ensure a well-prepared chance, really, to focus on solutions when challenges arise. Really what it is. Let me give you this example. You can focus on building set of skills. If right now your business is not the way that you want it to be, why don't you learn how to sell? I know, I don't want to sell. Well, guess what? That skill is going to help you in anything you can possibly do. Selling yourself for a job, selling a partnership, selling an actual product, or maybe you can enroll into a program or a one-on-one coaching that's going to help you with marketing. What about personal branding? Like you can invest in yourself, and this is going to help you adapt to the changing circumstances that we're going through. Another thing is networking. People are so scared to network, or they're networking with this is for me only, like a very selfish networking, right? People always talk about your network as your net worth, but when they network, they're just like me, my business, collab with me. That's not how you network, okay? I do have a video coming up about networking, but again, learning how to network, being intentional about your personal development is going to help you plan for the future. Because again, you are responsible for your own future. Doesn't matter what the economy tells you, you can be better. This is going to help your confidence and the ability to succeed even in uncertain times. There are a few ways that people respond to times like this. So the very first one, when the pandemic started in 2020, I was a cheerleader. So that's number one, being a cheerleader. I refuse to participate in this. There's absolutely no way. I'm still going to be successful. It's a little bit delusional. It worked at the time. But at the same time, I'm like, no, people are still going to spend. So it's fine. And the problem with that, I was so delusional about it that when 2022 came around, when the time came for me to really focus on my systems and continuing to shift the way that I did my business, it was too late because I was delusional. I was operating on 2020 times, the way that my business was back then. And now things are shifting. So what happened? I was overworking myself. I burnt out. And I was freaking in complete denial, sick, fainted in the freaking bathroom. It was insane. The second thing that happens, or it can happen, people saying to go back to basics. That is a terrible idea. Having a solid foundation of the basics, that's just a no-brainer. Like you should be doing that anyway. Like you need to take the basic as your foundation and level up, making significant progress to whatever it is, a goal or situation that you want to be in. Taking risks, aside from personal development, and personal skills that you're going to improve, taking that risk, dude. I just recorded a video of switching the platforms that you're on. We've been so stuck on Instagram. Why don't you start a YouTube channel and really go in? Why don't you go all in on TikTok? Funnel everybody into your email list. Like, take those risks. Like, why don't you start a new business? The biggest thing that I hear when I'm telling people about my network marketing business, they're like, no, what if it doesn't work out? Okay, what if it does work out? Check out the content plan. This is a monthly plan for creators and business owners that want to monetize their social media while learning how to use AI tools, personal branding, and automation so you can create your content smarter. Every month, we cover topics like confidence on camera, email marketing, and creating digital products while focusing on optimizing the profiles that you're going to be using. So go to thecontentplan.com. I cannot wait to see you inside, and let's get back to the video. You need to take risks. Trying new things, trying things that other people aren't doing in your space. Be bold, be daring. Instead of just doing basics and being stagnant, let's make some progress. The only way you're going to have confidence to achieve amazing things is to get out of your comfort zone. We talk about this so much. You never know what you're capable of until you try. I mean, have you seen my very first live video I used to create when I was hella postpartum? That goes to show you that it's very possible, which brings me to my next response is the quitters. People are just going to quit. And I was almost there. No, it's tough when you're financially crushed. My husband, I remember I was crying to my friends and I'm like, oh my God, I think David's going to get a job. And I was devastated. If that's what you need to do for your future, your family, do it. This is my personal story. When he told me that, I almost lost my freaking marbles. He was willing to give up his entire dream of building his business. Now, like I said, it's okay to struggle and fail. You know that I love talking about failing forward. But it's also important to stick to what truly matters to you. For us, it's freedom, the time freedom. We want to be able to live life on our terms, and only you can move that needle. Failing and quitting is not the same thing. Number 4 is the main thing that you should do. Easy to feel overwhelmed, but that's why Grant Cardone talks about advance and conquer. Reading his book or listening to his Audible, like that's what you need to do. I'll put the link below. He wrote it back in like the 2008 crash. It's relevant now. He talks about how the only acceptable response to a recession is to take action, and not just any action, but to be aggressive. Okay. By doing so, you take control of your market and position yourself for success. People do the opposite of that. Like they freeze because they think that everything is done with and it's over. When in reality, this requires a mindset that you go from here I am to, okay, no, now I'm thriving. Rather than just waiting for the storm, why don't you get proactive on building a business? Maybe right now you're not getting any sales. Okay, go solidify your systems. Go solidify your email list. Go make your website better. One of the quotes he says is this: the only difference between a big shot and a little shot is the big shot kept shooting. So yes, this is how you position yourself in times of uncertainty. If you're feeling uncertain of what you need to do, definitely go grab that book, but also focus on your personal development, your personal skill, and taking action. It's really what it is. Take action, shift things around, solidify your systems, your customer journey, and I know that you can weather any storm and come out stronger on the other side. If you love this video, click that thumbs up button so YouTube knows that this was exactly what you needed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!